Hey guys, how you doing? It's Raymond here from the Raymond Report with your free NHL hockey previews and predictions today for Thursday, February 27th. Hope you have yourself a good start to your Thirsty Thursdays. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner. All right, got 12 games to dissect here today for Thursday, February 27th. We'll kick it off in D.C. where the Capitals, coming off a 3-1 loss last game to the Calgary Flames, taking on the St. Louis Blues. Now, the Blues averaging 4.2 goals per game in their last 5, so for some reason, St. Louis Blues have found the back of the net in their last 5 games, and they're only giving up 3, so St. Louis, the team to be looking at. They're C-neutral right now up against a Washington team who's averaging 4.8 goals per game in their last 5 and only giving up 3.4, which is kind of high because on the season they're only giving up 2.57, but you know what? When you're scoring 4.8 goals per game, I guess you you can afford maybe 1 or 2 bad goals a game. All right, the bookmakers got the Capitals a 159 favorite tonight. 5.5 is the total, and we do got Washington winning this one 3.2 to 2.5. The over/under at 5.77. And looking over the last 60 days, Washington is 14-9 straight up, and St. Louis 10-12. And you look at their last 10 games, they're only 4-6 straight up. And tonight I did have this line listed at -188 in my value index, and you're getting 159. So you can see you're getting a little bit of a value team here, or value price on the team on the Washington Capitals. So Washington looks like a nice team to play here tonight. But keep an eye on the Blues. They're scoring a lot of goals. Maybe the over is where you want to lean in this one. All right, let's go to game number 2, where the New York Islanders are going to take on the Boston Bruins. Now, the Islanders, looking at their situation right now, they're giving up a lot of goals per game in the last 5, giving up 5 goals, and tonight they're going to be a 112 favorite, so this is interesting. But when I saw the line at -112, and I said, man, I don't know, this Boston team, and the thing is with hockey and in all sports, sometimes you tend to carry on the previous season into your mindset, and maybe that's what I'm doing with the Boston Bruins, because even though on the season they're not having a good year, like last year they broke records, right? 27-32 on the year, and if you look at the last 60 days, the Bruins are 7-14. So maybe sometimes you got to read between the lines, and the bookmakers are probably trying to tell us something here at -112. I got the Islanders winning tonight, 3.1 to 2.7. The over/under listed at 5.82. So we do like this game to go over the total, and both these teams looking for a big W because they're on a 4-game losing streak, while the Islanders are 5-5 last 10, 7-3 on the puck line, while the Bruins, off that tough 5-4 loss to the Toronto Maple Leafs, they are 4-6 the last 10, 7-3 on the puck line. And tonight I did have the Islanders listed on -128 on my value index. Basically, it's a pick and price here between the Islanders and the Bruins, and it should be an interesting matchup. Boston averaging 2.8 goals per game the last 5, 2.7 on the season, so nothing changes right there. All right, the Montreal Canadiens probably taking on the worst team in hockey right now, the San Jose Sharks. And I say worst because when I look at the Sharks' last 60 days, they are 4-16 in their last 20 games. Montreal coming off a 4-0 win to the Carolina Hurricanes. That's 2 games in a row now. They won. They beat Ottawa Saturday night. And a 4-0 win against the Canes at home is a big thing for the Habs. And they're a 208 favorite this evening. 5.5 is the total. And I do have Montreal squeaking by here against the San Jose Sharks. 3.2 to 2.7, the over-under listed right there at 6. And keep an eye on the totals because you're going to see a lot of totals out there. I'm seeing 5.5, I'm seeing 6, I'm seeing 6.5 on this game. So this total is could be out of whack here. But San Jose coming in on a 6-game losing streak. They're 1-9 last 10. And the Sharks giving up a lot of goals. They're giving up, let me see here, 3.4 goals last 5. 3.8 goals last 5 and only scoring 2 goals per game. I think Montreal wins big here, and maybe the over is where you want to lean in this one. All right, we've got a good one in Sunrise this evening. You got the Florida Panthers taking on Edmonton Oilers. Now looking at the Oilers, they're giving up a lot of goals per game. They're giving up 5 goals on average in their last 5 games. And you look at the Florida Panthers, they are now 13-9 last 60 days. They're only giving up 2.4, so Bobrovsky doing a good job between the pipes, and we'll see what happens tonight. -114 is the line, 5.5 is the total. I did have this line listed at -143 on my value index, so you're getting a nice Walmart discount here at -114. And you might be catching an Edmonton Oilers team, really weak defensively, right? They can score goals, we know that. They're averaging 3.26 on the season, only 3 in the last 5. But we'll see what happens tonight in Sunrise. And something's got to give because the Edmonton Oilers are now riding a 4-game losing streak. They're 4-6 in the last 10. And we'll see if that we're starting to see some of the effect of that Four Nations Cup on some of the teams, right? You look at Florida, no Matthew Tkachuk. Ottawa, no Brady Tkachuk. We'll see if how Connor McDavid does here this evening. But I got the Florida Panthers winning this one, 3.2 to 2.4, the over-under at 5.7. All right, the Buffalo Sabres taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. And the Buffalo Sabres have found the back of the net often of late, averaging 4.4 goals per game in the last 5 games, giving up only 3. They're 11-9 the last 60 days, taking on the Carolina team off a tough Montreal loss. 4-0 was the final. They never found the back of the net in that game. Tonight they're at home, the comforts of in Raleigh. And minus 298 was my value index. The bookmaker is giving you 217. I think Buffalo here is a live underdog, even though our computer pick likes the Carolina Hurricanes to win this one. 3.14 to 2.54, the over-under, landing on 5.68. If you don't feel comfortable taking the Buffalo Sabres on the money line, maybe you want to consider the puck line, where they're 6-4 in their last 10 games. And Carolina, not playing really some great hockey right now. They're giving up 3.6 goals against in the last 5 compared to 2.83 on the season. All right. Tampa Bay taking on the Calgary Flames off that 3-1 win over Washington. We'll see if there's a letdown spot here tonight in Tampa Bay. The Bolts, their last game, a 4-1 win over the Oilers. And when I look at Tampa Bay, they are 13-11 last 60 days, and they're averaging 4.8 goals per game in their last 5. Only giving up 1.8, so Vasilevsky and crew doing a good job defensively. And for the Calgary Flames, only averaging 2.6 goals per game, and they are 11-11 last 60. They're on a 2-game win streak, however, off that big 3-1 win. And looking at our forecast, we do like Tampa Bay to win this one. 3.1 to 2.4, the over-under, 5.54. And man, I don't know if I want to go against this Tampa Bay team. They are now riding a 6-game win streak, and they are 7-3 last 10. I think the Bolts are the play here tonight, but it's a little chalky at minus 208. All right, another hot team, Detroit Red Wings. Man, you look at the Red Wings, the way they've been rolling. They're averaging 3.8 goals per game. That power play is absolutely on fire in their last, 5 games. And they are now one of the few teams who have 17 wins or more in the last 60 days. That's right, Detroit Red Wings, 17-6 last 60 days. And they're taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets, who are 13-8. They're having a really pretty good year, too, as well, at 28-30. 2 games to get to 500. They're averaging 3.6 goals per game last 5. Only on the season, 3.3, so really doing well, only giving up 3. Now tonight they're going to be a road underdog against the Red Wings. I got them listed here at minus 143 on my value index. The bookmakers are telling you they're worth 152, and I do have Detroit winning 3.6 to 2.9 over under at 6.57. So this game could go over the total, but you know what? What's the total? 6.5. I wish it was 6. This way, well, you know, if you get a 4-2 type game, you get your money back. But you know what? Columbus and Detroit tonight at the Little Caesars Arena. I think the over is where you want to go, but I think Detroit is the play in this one. All right, the Battle of Pennsylvania, and man, Pittsburgh, they're showing their age of late, right? They're a minus 106 favorite here tonight. Philadelphia, the total in this one's at 5.5. I do have the Flyers winning this one here tonight, and I got the score listed at, let me go here, at 3.4 to 2.31. The over-under landing on 5.75. Looking at the Philadelphia Flyers, they're on pace right now of scoring a lot of goals in this one. They're averaging 4 goals per game last 5 games compared to 2.9, and they're a little stingy in the back end too, only giving up 2.6. And they're 10-13, however, last 13. But the Pittsburgh Penguins, they are going down. They're on a 4-game losing streak right now. They're 7-16 the last 2 months. And I do have the Flyers winning this one tonight, 3.4 to 2.3, over-under at 5.75. And Pittsburgh giving up a lot of goals. In their last 5 games, they've given up 4.8 goals against. So I think the over and the Flyers is where you want to go in this one here tonight in Pittsburgh. All right, the Winnipeg Jets were here in Ottawa last night, and they took Ottawa behind the woodshed and beat them 4-1. Winnipeg, the only team in the NHL tonight, playing 3 games in 4 nights, so be careful about that. I'll show you some stats in just 1 second on teams playing 3 and 4. I got the Jets winning tonight, 3.1 to 2.7. The over-under landing on 5.9. So we do have this game going over the total, but be careful. Winnipeg, man, Hellebuck and company doing a great job on the back end between the pipes, only giving up 1.6 goals against. Winnipeg is now 16-6 last 60 days, 11-game win streak. Can't overlook that. And I do have the Jets winning tonight, 3.1 to 2.7. The over-under at 5.9. And the over-under in this game tonight, I don't think I'd touch it. The way anytime you get a team that's streaky like this in Winnipeg and they're only giving up 1.6 goals per game, it's hard to really take the over, right? All right, the Minnesota Wild taking on the Utah Hockey Club. I got the I got Utah winning this one 3.38 to 2.4, the over-under, landing on 5.84. Looking at the hockey club, come on, get a nickname, will ya? On a 2-game win streak, they're 1-9 on the puck line last 10, and 70% of their last 10 games have gone under the total. I got the Ducks taking on the Vancouver Canucks, and the Canucks, man, they're having trouble finding the back of the net. Doing a pretty good job on the defensive side, only giving up 1.8 last 5 games. But Anaheim, Anaheim's one of those teams right now, what I call the under-the-radar teams. You can get them at really good value, and I think Anaheim's worth a look here this evening. When you look at this Ducks team, they're only averaging on the season 2.5, 2.6 last 5. I think Anaheim is the way you want to lean here, even though our computer pick on the forecast likes the Vancouver Canucks. I'm going to call the upset here. I'm going to go with Anaheim. I'm going against my computer pick here, and I'm going to take Anaheim to defeat the Vancouver Canucks, who won 3-2 last night, so they're playing in a back-to-back game situation. And to see how Vancouver does in a back-to-back game situation, I'm going to show you something right here. So in the Raymond Report, we do have on our dashboard situational stats on back-to-back games. And let's see how Vancouver does in back-to-back games this season. And I got to scroll right down here. Yeah, they're only 2-5 in back-to-back games this season. The best team in the NHL in back-to-back situations, Montreal Canadiens, believe it or not, they are 6-3 in back-to-back game situations. Teams that play 3 games in 4 nights, the Vegas Golden Knights, 6-3 on the season. All right, back to this one. So I do like Anaheim to beat Vancouver. And your final game of the evening, you got the Vegas Golden Knights taking on the Chicago Blackhawks. And looking at Chicago, boy, they're struggling. 5-17 last 2 months, while Vegas is 10-13. Giving up only 2.4 goals last 5 games. And need to find the back of the net a little more often, 2.6. So not scoring a lot of goals. So this one here might go under. And I have the Vegas Golden Knights winning as a hefty chalk, minus 400. And I got 3.1 to 2.7 the over-under, landing on 5.86. So yeah, I kind of like this game to go under the total tonight in Las Vegas. All right, there you have it. That is the Raymond Report. 12 games, a lot of information to dissect. And again, sometimes the best thing, you go through a podcast like this and you see a lot of games. Maybe you want to go right through it again. Maybe grab pen and paper, get some notes, and do your due diligence, and hopefully it gets you to the winner's circle at the end of the evening. All right, speaking of winner's circle, don't forget, check out the free Raymond Report. And guys, we have a new look and feel now at the website. Take out your mobile phone, go to atsstats.com, and check that baby out. Yeah, it's a nice look and feel. It's all slick, and no more scrolling left and right. It's all up and down, and programmers here have done a great job putting this together. And if you have a desktop, this is where you're going to see it. If you got a mobile, so now we are mobile friendly, desktop friendly, and no more scrolling sideways. And if you look at the Washington Capitals St. Louis Blues, this is your game of the day here on the website. And if you scroll down to the bottom, we give you some great stats and trends. Wow, we got a lot of trends here today. And why not check them out here at atsstats.com. In fact, when the Washington Capitals are a home favorite before a non-division game on 1 day's rest, coming off a loss, and they allowed 3 goals against the last game, they are 11-2 straight up in their next contest. All right, there you have it. That is the Raymond Report NHL style today for a Thursday, February 27th. Have a great night, and we'll meet you in the winner's circle at the end of the evening. Cheers.